MCU's Midnight Suns is doomed to fail, and for one big reason. They can't get their Blade project off the ground. They have already lost several directors and a few writing teams. They currently are without a director, and this movie was confirmed 5 years ago. They have not started filming, and even Mahershala Ali's agent has come out and said that this is the craziest project he's ever worked on, purely because they haven't even started shooting yet in 5 years, and that is an insane amount of time. Before we get too far into it, do you think Mahershala Ali is going to stay on board with this project? He has been rumored to be cast in the new Jurassic World movie, which kind of has me leaning to believe he may have already left, but we just haven't officially heard it yet.
He's still here, and the only reason why he's still here is because he loves the project. He loves the character, he loves the lore, and this is a situation kind of like Channing Tatum's Gambit. Channing stuck with that project until it just there was nothing but ashes. And I think that's where Mahershala's at. Like it has to be heartbreaking to love a project and to really want to play a character and then just see it not happen for, all this BS. They haven't gotten the script where they want it. As Griff said, several writers have been in and out and directors have come and go and they just can't agree. Now, this to me is starting to sound and it's starting to look like the fucking Flash.
Yeah.
And we all know what piece of crap we ended up with. So I'm afraid as all hell for Blade because I like Blade. I think he's a fun character. He's a good, fun, action-packed character. I like the first two Blade movies with Wesley Snipes. I thought they were great. The first one's the best for
Oh yeah.
sure. The third one is fucking garbage, but And if you were able to get those projects up and running when there was no Marvel Studios and it was just like let's see what happens and they were great success. Why the fuck now that you have Marvel Studios where you've had great success,
Yeah.
can't you get this up and running? Griff said something the other day. You and I were talking, and you said the only reason Blade's happening is so we can get Midnight Suns. I 100%
Yeah.
think you're dead,
Absolutely.
dead, dead right. I 100% believe that. But here's the thing: if we can't fucking get Blade up and running, we're not
Then we're
gonna
not
get
getting
Midnight
Midnight
Suns.
Suns. Not even close.
Or do you think shit will get so bad? And this is really where their mindset is that we'll get Midnight Suns first, and then maybe get a Blade.
I was thinking of that, and with this entire situation, I'm of two minds. Starting off, you have Mahershala Ali as your leading character. You have him as Blade, and he is more than likely going to be the leader of the Midnight Suns. That's just how it is, and he is phenomenal actor. Even in bad projects, he is amazing. I mean, he was already in Luke Cage, and all of his projects have gone for like Oscar nominations, and he is absolutely stellar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Marvel cannot afford to lose him. And in terms of directors, if this was old Marvel, like before Phase 4, I would have been a lot more sympathetic towards Marvel as they have their vision. They've disagreed with directors before, they've let him go, and they've still made a lot of money and made great projects. In particular, like referencing like Ed Norton when he wanted to make so many changes that they just end up letting him go because he wasn't sticking to the script. But with like Phase 4, Phase 5, I don't know if Marvel can really they have that same influence that they used to where they could afford to lose their directors and their writers because they weren't doing
I
what
don't think we're
Marvel
there
wanted.
anymore. Did these directors, they have a vision.
Yeah.
We all know that when you meet up with Kevin Feige, it's his way or the highway, and he's got a plan which hasn't really worked out in the latest movies of where things are going. So if the directors don't align with that, he simply lets them go.
Yeah.
I have to circle back to this. Griffin's 100% right. You have a solid, perhaps one of the most, I can't think, I'm sure there's other, and I have to say this, I'm sure there's other African American actors that could take on the role because it has to be, for all the bitching that is out there, all the wokeness and all the, "Yeah, this character can't be this, blah, blah, blah." Blade has to be African American.
Oh
We
yeah.
can't have fucking Brad Pitt in the role. That's, you know what I mean? We just can't do that. So But Mahershala Ali is right now one of the most solid African American actors. The guy
Yeah.
is great. Have you seen The Green Book?
Yeah.
The guy is, you know, that's who you want. And plus, he's got the physicality for it. Now,
Yeah. And the passion, which is super
Mahershala,
important.
this project, as Griff said, and this is what scares me as hell. So this project was announced 5 years ago, right?
Hmm.
Mahershala Ali right now is 50 years old. I'm not saying he's a geezer. The guy's in better shape than I'm ever going to be, for sure.
Oh yeah.
But that means you've got him around for maybe 2 more years, maybe three if you push it, maybe.
They could push it. He doesn't look
But
50. He
no,
looks
yeah,
like
he looks
early
40.
40s.
Absolutely. No, the guy's in great shape. But even sometimes where you are in great shape, shit starts to catch up on you.
Yeah,
And your
take a
knees
break.
don't do what they need to, your back, blah, blah, blah. And Blade is a character who's you know, very physical, martial arts expert, does
Yeah.
his sword. He's taking on fucking vampires, for God's sake.
A lot of practical
So
effects rather than CGI.
you're not going to be 60 years old doing this shit. Serious. I mean, yeah, the character doesn't age, you know, as fast as a normal human, et cetera, et cetera. We know all that. But what I'm saying is fucking get with it. He's going to be 51. And let's say, okay, let's say he starts filming. What do you think is going to film for? 5 or 6 months? And
If
then post
even, I mean,
production?
they still haven't pushed the release date back. It is still set to release next year. They'll probably push it back to like late as they can next year, but
Yeah,
it's
that's not coming out next year. I mean, not early next year.
no,
If they
no.
haven't started film, let's be honest. They're probably going to scrap whatever they have written. They're going to
Yeah.
rewrite that shit, rework the project, by the time they get a new director, because they can't rush it, Mahershala is going to be 51. By the time they actually start fucking filming, by the time this movie comes out, he will be 52 years old
Yeah.
at the rate we're going. That means you'll have him around for maybe 2 or 3 more movies, and that's even if they're done as quickly as they need to.
Deadpool Born Again, which is again similar sort of more practical versus CGI, and that filmed in just a few months for a lot longer, much more footage too. So based off of that and how quickly they fired the writing team, redid everything and filmed, I still think end of next year is feasible.
End of next year, possibly, and that's if they get started within the next few months. If
Yes,
not,
absolutely.
Mahershala's assistant lawyer, I'm not sure, is already like, this is the craziest shit ever. I gotta believe that that person's like in his ear saying, "Hey, is this shit really even worth it anymore?" I mean, you got other because you know when you sign up for shit like this, you turn other projects down,
Yeah.
which for better or for worse, you're missing out on money, you're missing out on more exposure, et cetera, et cetera. So it's got to be at least in his mind now, like, is it really worth sticking around? I mean, is it vanity that he's sticking around for love of the project? What if this movie does come out and shit?
It's very possible.
Was
But
it worth rolling the dice on it?
there is a worst case scenario that's not terrible for if he does walk. Unless someone comments who your ideal Midnight Suns roster is before we go into it. And worst case scenario, if he does walk, they do have the perfect lead for the Midnight Suns movie already in the MCU.
They do, but they don't have a blade.
They don't have a blade.
And
But and
they
Midnight
need a
Suns
blade to
does
get this
need a
project
blade.
going.
I
Yeah.
agree. However, again,
MCU needs a blade.
worst case scenario, if they don't have a blade, I think he will be missed. But if the movie rocks it, I don't think anyone's gonna care. And they can easily just set up Elsa Bloodstone to lead it.
They could. It's gonna be a missed opportunity. It's
It will
just
be missed.
it's
He will be missed unless the movie does well.
we were in a and we still are.
Yeah,
DC hasn't been able to get their shit right. And I don't care what anyone says. Call me biased, whatever you want. Other than Batman, DC just can't get their shit right.
absolutely.
They haven't till
Just look
now.
at the numbers.
We'll see if they get their shit together. Hopefully they do.
Yeah.
But now we live in a world where Marvel hasn't been able to get their shit. They've had more. It's just that the
It's been about
misses are catching up to them.
50-50. Yeah, it's been about 50-50 for good projects
Whereas
versus bad
before,
projects. Yeah.
they just rocked every project.
Yeah. And
Everything that
honestly,
Marvel came out was an event. Now it's just
yeah.
like
Do we
you
need it?
wonder. Well, now you see a Marvel poster or you see a Marvel trailer and you're like, is it going to be good? Whereas
Yeah.
before you didn't question that shit. So
Yeah.
we're entering this in this era like where Marvel projects are not always that great. The whole restructure that went on at Marvel, because that's what it was.
Hmm.
Let's see if it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Feige, Marvel, Disney, they can't have another fucking the Marvels on
Nope.
their hands.
We find out next year. It's going to be really interesting. I mean, I think Blade is a big part of that, as that is one of the bigger movies of next year for Marvel. And
But that's why everybody's so worried because this shit just can't get up and running.
yeah,
It's starting to become Gambit. It's starting to become the Flash. And why can't they get the script where they want it? Why can't the director stick around? Why can't they actually fucking start filming? And once they do, is it going to be any good? What if this movie? Now my question is, what if this movie's just fucking? You could have a great actor and still have a shitty movie. It's happened before. Yeah, we've had great actors in shitty movies. Daredevil, Ben Affleck,
but okay,
George Clooney,
here's
Batman.
also what I'll say. This is something that Marvel's done recently. I mean, we've talked about on this channel with Daredevil Born Again. Had directors, had writers. Marvel fired them all because that's not what they wanted. And then, from what we have heard of the story, we're fans of it.
Yes, but the thing with Daredevil, and
Is again,
yeah,
were fired versus walking. Yeah,
that and it's happened once.
that's true.
If this was the second or third time we were dealing with the Daredevil Born Again situation, right now I'd be where I'd be like, well, I mean, what's going on that they can't get their shit right over there?
Yeah.
With Blade, it's been 5 years, dude.
So then, would you scrap his solo project? You can let Mahershala do like some of the other movies
I
if you
think if
want,
you
and then
scrap the
introduce him
solo
in
project,
Midnight
Mahershala
Suns.
is gonna be like, fuck you guys, I'm going home.
Yeah, I think that's likely. So then, who's your ideal Midnight Suns team?
Blade's got to be in there. He doesn't have to be
Yeah.
front and center, but he does have to. I have to have Blade.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind, and this is remember, this is mine. I wouldn't mind Punisher. I wouldn't mind Daredevil, Moon Knight, of course, and Elsa Bloodstone. Yeah, that. Oh, and you can give me Werewolf.
I think they're gonna go about it differently. At least how
Oh yeah,
I'm viewing
absolutely.
Midnight Suns. I think
They're
they're
going full
gonna go
monster movie on
into.
our ass.
I think they're gonna do Cathan in the Darkhold,
Hmm.
which then means we're gonna see the return of the Scarlet Witch. So I think we're gonna get Scarlet Witch, Blade, Elsa Bloodstone. I do think if Elsa's in there, maybe Werewolf by Night and Man Thing. I don't think Punisher and Daredevil's gonna be in there
Yeah, I
whatsoever.
don't think so. That would just be mine.
Yeah. I think we are gonna be getting Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be there.
You think it's gonna be Ryan Gosling?
No, well, I don't know. I don't. There's some really good castings for Ghost Rider. I mean, Norman Reedus is good. Ryan Gosling is good. Ugh, I just want a good Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I think I because I would also like. I mean, that's my first like to go team. But if I go full monster movie, then it would be Blade, Elsa Bloodstone, Ghost Rider. It's got to be
Mhm.
Ghost Rider. If you have Blade and Ghost Rider, I
I
think they
think
just
Ghost Rider
plays
would be
well off each
introduced
other.
in that movie.
And since you mentioned Scarlet Witch, I would have Doctor Strange up in this bitch.
I don't think he's gonna be there. He's too much of an
Eh,
Avengers character, and he has
now,
his own. Well, yeah, now he's an Avengers character. In Doctor Strange 3, it's again more multiverse stuff. I don't think he's even gonna touch Midnight Suns.
yeah, maybe.
But no, I think that the storyline is gonna be Cathan, Lilith. I think it's gonna be dealing with the Darkhold as it's never destroyed. I mean, we did get parts of it in Doctor Strange 2 and more of it teased to upcome, but I really think there's still a lot more to see from it. I'm really excited for Midnight Suns. I think that's going to be a pretty fun story. I mean, the comic's always good, video game story is really good. It's a movie
Yeah,
I'm excited for.
yeah, I'm excited for it too. My excitement, though, I will admit, is
It's tied to
dying
Blade.
down.
Yeah.
That and it's just it's dying out.
Yeah. I mean, this movie is all but confirmed, ideally. And even when Edward and I heard this rumor, I think this is the wrong time to do Midnight Suns. I think they're introducing too much and doing too much before Secret Wars, as Secret Wars should be their all out focus. And we have a lot of projects still upcoming until Secret Wars, and you really want to add more on top of it. It just doesn't make much sense to me. I think they're kind of doing it because they have these unused characters that have been sitting here for a number of years that they just need to use, but
Well, that just leads me to believe that Secret Wars is going to be a soft reboot
that's what I'm hoping for. And then do
instead of a
Midnight
like,
Suns after Secret Wars.
well, if it's just going to be a really like pick and choose soft ass reboot, then they don't have to. They can do it before.
They can. I just like the focus being on Secret Wars. That is supposed to be their big event. That's supposed to be their new equivalent of Endgame, and you're going to introduce a new threat right before it, and then go into this. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Nah, I agree.
So I am hoping it's just rumored, and then it'll be confirmed afterwards. But until then, I'll still theorize and get excited for it. But Blade needs to get its shit together. Can't have Midnight
Absolutely.
Suns without Blade. At least not ideally. And
Yeah, I
again,
would agree.
Mahershala gets people there. That gets you winning nominations. That makes you a lot of money.
Yeah, but they need to hurry.
You need to hurry. They're on a clock. If you're also excited for Midnight Suns, go check out our Werewolf by Night review, which we highly theorize also Bloodstone, Werewolf by Night, and or Man Thing is going to appear. Check it out, get their origins, and let us know if you're excited for this. Thank you guys so much for watching.